Hello dear friends, my name is Muditha Pelpola and working as a business engineering consultant for past 7 years with Microsoft BI platform. This is my 6th YouTube video related to data, data warehousing, BI and data science. Today my topic is Append Files in Data Lake using Azure Data Factory 4, or we can call it as dataflow. I selected this topic because right now I am working on a data lake implementation and there I got a requirement to implement this file append solution. I will talk about that one, why we need to do a file appending. As I said, there I got a requirement, and also I found several options to do this one. Out of that options, today I'm going to talk about how to use Azure Data Factory Flow or Data Flow to implement this append file process. Okay, let's see how to do it. Okay, first we need to find out why we need the file append process. To explain that one, I will take this simple scenario. Now you know in sales operation, uh, for each and every transaction have a ID. Now in this process, I took order ID as the transaction ID. Now user A created this transaction ID on April 11th for quantity 20, and next day user B allowed to change that information and he increased the quantity into 56 in the April 12th. Now the first record get replaced by user B. Now the user ID is now B, quantity is 56, and the next day, the April 13th, user C allowed to decrease the quantity into 12. Now the final record or the replaced record is this one. Now in the system from our ERP you can see this record, but you don't have any visibility actually what happened to this record during the 11th and 13th, right? Now in some ERP system, in some tables, they have this behavior. There is no way to track or trace actually what happened to this transaction. In that case, the solution is that you can do a incremental data loading into a database, or in cloud solution we can do a incremental data loading into a data lake. There we have to consider that we cannot do any replacement. We have to do an incremental data loading. That means most of the cases you are getting duplicate records, but some information actually change. Now if we take this scenario, you can see there will be 3 records if we did incremental data loading. Okay, I think now you have a clear idea why we need the append operation. Okay, let's see what's my practical scenario to implement this process. Okay, in my scenario I'm going to extract data from a database. Now here you can see 3 types of database products, and here I'm going to use Microsoft SQL Server as my source database, and there I'm going to use Azure Data Factory to extract that information into cloud, and there I'm going to use Azure Data Factory Flow or dataflow to implement append file operation. Then I'm going to store that information as Paga format. I will explain why I choose Paga format. There you can use CSV text file formats also, and there I'm going to store that Paga files in Azure Data Lake Storage Gen 2. This is the simple scenario that I'm going to use to explain how to implement append file operation. Okay, let's talk about what is Azure Data Factory Flow or Data Flow. Okay, Azure Data Factory Flow or Data Flow is a new feature of Azure Data Factory that allows you to develop graphical data transformation logic that can be executed as activities within the ADF pipelines. If you are familiar with SSIS, Microsoft SSIS, that we can call it as also a graphical data transformation tool, but the coding part is bit high. Actually, there you have to put a lot of effort to do code implementation to implement a data transformation. But if you compare with data flow, it's actually very actually codeless. We can say it's codeless, but not 100% codeless. The compared to SSIS, it's very easy to implement and maintain. Now, if you want to know about Azure Data Factory flow, you can navigate into this URL. There you can get more information about that. Okay, let's see how this Azure Data Factory flow look like. Okay, if you have Azure development environment, you can create a Azure Data Factory resource, and you can logged into that one. And here you have to click this author and monitor section, and there you will get this kind of screen, and navigate to this author area, and there we will get this kind of screen, and there you can see the pipelines, the dataset. I'm not going to explain everything. Now our topic is actually pointed for this section, the data flow. There you can create right click, actually click on these three buttons, points, and you can create a new data flow. Now this is a sample data flow that I already created in my environment. Now you can see there is sources, and there is a union operation sync, and if you click this plus mark, there are several graphical transformations available for data transformation. uh, this is the Azure data flow tool look like. Let's see how to use this one and do the append operation. Before that one, I would like to explain why I choose Paga File Format to store data in Azure Data Lake. Now there are two major reasons why I selected this Paga File Format for used to store the data in data lake. One is that actually I had a problem with CSV file format. Actually, I started with CSV file format, but there I got problem with this unexpected row splitting during the data loading, and I found that it actually happened because of these special characters. But once I changed the format into the Paga file format, actually that problem gone. And the second thing is the size. Compared to CSV file size, you can use compression methods that are available in for this Paga file format. You can actually reduce more size of the file. That's the major two reasons that I choose for Paga file format. And there are other benefits also related to this Paga file format. Now if you search in Google, that you will find out lot of pros and cons compared to CSV, compared to text files. You will find out, and based on that information, I actually decided to go into Paga file format. Okay, let's see how to implement our scenario using Append file scenario using Azure Data Factory Flow. Okay, according to our scenario, my source database is a SQL server. Actually, I'm going to take Azure SQL database as my source SQL database, and I'm going to use Azure Data Factory to extract that information into Azure Data Lake. Okay, let's see how to create that pipeline. Now here you can see my database, supply chain database, and there are a few tables. Now from that table, I'm going to use OD line table. Actually, this is the invoice line table in M3 ERP. And if I execute this statement, here you can see day-wise number of records. Actually, this LMDT LMDT is the last change date. Now you can see 7th is 51 records, 11th is 33 records, 16 is 12 record, like that. Now here I'm going to use this SQL statement to extract all the columns from this table into the data lake, and only for this change date. Start change date is 2017 11 November 7th. Right, now let's see how to create this pipeline. Okay, in Azure Data Factory, you can create a new pipeline. Let's put M3 to data lake, and to copy information from that table into data lake, we have to use copy data activity. Say OD line table, OD line to data lake. right? And there you have to select a source. Now I already create several data sources here, and I will create a new one. Let's create new Azure, and there I'm going to use Azure SQL database. I told you that my source database is not a on-prem SQL server. I'm going to assume that my database is on-prem, but in that case I'm going to use Azure SQL database cloud one. Let's select that one, and let's say OD head and the link service, that the connection to the Azure SQL database supply chain. If you want to use a on-prem SQL database, you have to install this integration runtime. You have to create the link server, and you have to install the integration runtime. In my previous video, I show how to create that one and the related information to integration runtime. And you have to select you already provide the information, and you can select the table name, let's say OD head, or I can use a query. Now let's click OK here. Now you can see stable query stored procedure. Here I'm going to use a query. Now I already copy that query. Now you can see select all from this table, right? And then click finish, and then we have to sync. That means we have to select a destination, right? Now according to my scenario, my destination is a data lake, right? Now I am going to create a new data set, sync data set for it. Actually I made a mistake that giving the name for this data set. Actually I gave the OD head. It actually should be OD header, not the OD header. It should be OD line, right? Now I have to put the SQL query again. Now let's copy this one and then paste here. It's done. And then we have to configure the sync site or the destination site. Now here sync site I'm going to use select the data lake, the storage account. Now first of all we have to get understanding about structure of the data lake or the storage account. Now my storage account is the supply chain files. There you can see several containers available here. Now here I'm going to use this landing zone and row zone. The landing zone is the first place that file will generate from data factory. It's the landing area, that's why I give name. And from there I'm going to use the Azure Data Factory flow to pick that file and append into row container. For example, let's say we have a file on January 1st. Now in the row section we have already file in for December 31st. Then it will append that information into January 31st file, right? That's the process that I'm going to follow here. Okay, let's now right now our file is November 7th file. I'm going to generate that file into this landing zone. Let's see how to do that one. Now the source configuration done. Now we have to do sync configuration. I'm going to select new, and then I'm going to select the Azure Blob Storage, or either you can select Azure Data Lake Storage, but I created my storage account as Azure Blob Storage. If you have Azure Data Lake Storage, you can use that one. Creating sync data set is not there is no difference, but creating these storage accounts are different. In my previous video I show you how to create a data lake also. Now here I'm going to use Azure Blob Storage. Okay, just click continue, and then I'm going to use the Paga File Format. There are other files format also available, delimited text CSV file. I'm going to use Paga File Format, and I'm going to give it landing M3 files, and then I'm going to it not allow the spaces. Let's put underscore here. Okay, and then can select the link service. I already created link service to my blob storage. This is supply chain. And then I'm going to use spot schema set to none, and I'm going to browse this landing zone container. Let's say, and let's give name as OD line, and our file name will be odline underscore 2017 November 7th dot parking. Right now, file, I will copy this part. Okay, and I'm going to set the import scheme as none, and then click OK. Okay, it's done. Click save. Okay, let's try to generate the file. Click debug. Okay, it's running. Okay, the copy data activity succeeded. Okay, let's check that one in our landing zone. Okay, this is the file, OD line file, and then you can see this OD line parking file. Let's download that one. Okay, and right now let's show the folder. You can see OD line file, 14 KB file size, and will it open with Apache file parking viewer. Now if you have if you can install this software using Microsoft App Store, and I already installed that one. Just click OK. Now you can see the information, right? Okay, now totally it show 51 records. Now if you go to the database figures, now we can see it's 51 records. Okay, now we have our first file, the landing file in landing zone, but in row zone we don't have any file. Now to do the append operation, we have to have a file here. Now we copy that our landing this file. Let's upload this file as the initial file that available in row zone, right? I already download that file. I will upload that here again. Okay, I will upload that file from my download section. Okay, this one. Okay, upload. It's done. Now, sorry, I made a mistake. Now we have to delete this one, and I'm going to use this file as a new file. Let's take this one and copy into desktop, and let's rename this file as like this way, 2017 November file, right? Now this is the first file for the November, right? Okay, let's try to upload it here. Okay, now go to the desktop and upload. Now we have the first file as November 2017 November file, right? Okay, now we have two files available here. Now right now we don't want now this file, initial file right now in row zone. Now that information already available in the row zone. Now this file is not needed, no need, because if we append this file, then this file actually get duplicated without actually it's not necessary. Now we have to remove this file, and we have to load the next file. Actually, according to database figure, it's November 11th file, right? Now try to load that file again here. Let's first delete this one. Okay, and we'll go to Data Factory, and there we have to see our source. Let's change the source here to November 11th. Finish and save. And the sync side also we have to change, but otherwise it will get the wrong date here. Now let's change it to 11. Actually, I forgot to mention one thing, that's compression type. Once you create a packet sync data set, you can select a compression type. Now here, actually, it automatically saves this snappy compression. Actually, it's a best one of the best compression type. It will reduce size, because I mentioned that earlier that there are two major reasons that why I choose this Paga file format, because of this reducing size of the file, right? Okay, now we change the file name. Okay, I'll try to execute this one. Okay, now it's running. Okay, it succeeded. Now let's check in our landing zone. Right, yes, we have this od line file, right? Od line bucket file here. Landing zone, we have the od line folder, and in od line folder we have landing the number 11 file. In row zone, we have this file. Actually, we made a mistake here also. We have to delete this one again, and we have to create. Okay, let's container row. We have to, yeah, upload it. I made a mistake here. Sorry about that one. We have to upload. Okay, the mistake that I did is, now I upload the file, but I didn't create the folder, the OD line folder, right? Now there is no way to create a folder. Now the option is that we have to go to the home tab and then click the storage explorer, storage account, and there we can have storage explorer preview option. Click that one, and then you can see the blob containers, and then you can find out the row, and then you can create a new folder here. Right, now let's create our folder OD line. Just click OK, and then upload the file. Okay, now we have this in our desktop. We have this 2017-11 November file. Upload that one. Okay, click OK. Now let's go to the overview, and then you can see row file. There is already a line file, and this November month 2017 November month file is now available. Okay, now what we are going to do is, now we have this November 11th file and the entire file up to November 7th. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to append this data into this file, and let's see how to use Azure Data Factory flow or data flow to do that one. Okay, let's try to create our data flow to append the files. Now we have to create a new data flow. Now actually, first thing that we create a data pipeline, pipeline, Azure Data Factory pipeline, to copy the data into the Azure Data Lake into landing zone and the row zone. Now we create the initial file, the start base file in the row section, and then we are loading the incremental data into the landing zone. Okay, let's create our data flow. Now go to the data flow section and create a new data flow, and here we are going to use the mapping data flow, and just click OK, and then give a name. Let's say append M3 files. Okay, and just click save. The first thing that we have to add the source. Now first source is our incremental data source. Now let's say landing source, and then we have to select the data set. It said the provided, I think because of the space, let's say put spaces, no, underscore. Okay, and let's select new, say Azure Blob Storage. Okay, let's say landing source, landing file, and just select this one, and then we can browse file, body line, and this the packet file, the number 11th file, incremental file. Okay, just click OK. Okay, I think because of the capital letters. Okay, now it's fine, and we have to set source option. There's nothing to set this option. If we are going to use parameters, there we have to use this section. Now here we can save it. The message is not coming. Okay, select source, click save, and then we have to add the row section, that the place that we are going to take the base file. Let's say row section or row source, and then we can create a new let's say web storage. Okay, target file, and then let's say row file, and there you have this file container, and then you can browse this row container in the OD line folder. This file, click OK. Okay, now we have to append or the merge these two files, right? What we can do is we can click this plus mark, and then we can use union option. Now this union, let's say M3 files, and the incoming stream is this landing source and our row source. Okay, and just click save. Yes. Now we have to sync the output, right? Now what we can do is we can add sync the destination, right? Now sync file, sync file, and then we can select the dataset and show web storage file, and let's say sync. Okay, and then we can select this file here, reline this file, click OK. Okay, to run this data flow, that we have to create a pipeline using this data flow. Now we already create that one. Just click save here. Okay, validate there in case there is issues, invalid characters that we have to remove. I think spaces. Okay, I think cannot use spaces or anything. Also, and we have to remove this underscore also. Okay, it's done. Then click validate. Sync file cannot contain file name. Okay, we can do it. Now this connection option. Okay, and settings, go to settings and mapping, not the mapping. Now spec setting that we can output to single file. Okay, what we can do is we can give the name here, OD line and sync. Just open and remove this part because we already said it's for it. Fine. It's okay. Click. Okay. Now the data flow is completed. Just click the validation. Sync file. Single partition. Okay. Let's set that part also. Okay. And then validate. Okay. Validation is okay. Now what we have to do is we have to create a pipeline, and the pipeline to execute this data flow task. Right now our data flow task is append M3 file. Now let's create a new pipeline. Say append files. Right, and then okay, this is our pipeline to execute the data flow. Just drag and drop our data flow here, and then you can see the settings section that you can change the compute type. Now to execute this data flow task, you need to have a compute power. In that case, you can select a compute type like memory optimized general purpose. Now I will select the general purpose and core count as 8 by 8 cores. Okay, save. Right, and then you have to start the data flow debug. Just click this one, then it will start, and it will take bit time to start the data flow because it is actually compute power to start a, I think, some kind of a you have to need to allocate some cores like this in settings that compute power. You have the cores, memory, and everything. It will take bit time to start this one. Okay, now our data flow debug is started, and right now let's we can execute this pipeline. Let's debug. Click debug. Now it's running. Okay, and here you can see the status, and we can go to this check now. Okay, landing is completed. Boolean part of the completed. Now it's running the sync file operation. I think it will take less than 1 minute to complete this operation. Let's see. Yeah, it succeeded. Now we can go to the our row section. Yes, we have a file. Let's refresh. Yes, now it's increased the size into the kilobyte, 23 kilobytes. Okay, let's download that file. Okay, just open the file and open it. Now I think we cannot find out the last change date here. Let's try to find out LMDT. Yes, you can see right now here three records. Right now the initial file is 07, and there are new records, three new records for November 11th, and total record is 54. Now if we check our database figures, now for November 7th it's 51 records, November 11th is 3 records, altogether it's 54. This append operation is completed successful. Okay, let's try to append another file. What we have to do is we have to change the our data factory pipelines parameters. Now we can go to the source, and right now we executed for 11th, and the next data available in 16, right? 12 records. Let's change it to 16 and finish. just save it, and then the sync file, and we have to open it, and we have to change it to 16th. Okay, it's done. And in the append file side also we have to change it, because right now we landing source we set to, yeah, for this file, and we can change it to 16. Landing file also done. Okay, what we can do is, okay, and now we have the copy data activity. Now I'm going to use this execute pipeline, and I will link these two, and then I will set this execute pipeline. Right now we have this new pipeline called append files, right? I will say append files. Okay. Once this pipeline completed, it will, next pipeline will be this one. Now let's change the name, execute append pipeline. Okay, save it, and then start debug. Let's see what will happen now. What with the 54 records, then it will be 54, that means 46 will be 66 records, right? Okay, let's see. Now it's executing. The first copy data act is now completed. Right now it's executing the append pipeline. Let's see what will be the output. Still running. Then we can go into this section, and then you can view. Yeah, it's completed. You can go back here, and yeah, you can refresh. Still in progress. Yeah, succeeded. Okay, now we can go to the row section and just refresh this one. Okay, now we can download this file. Okay, now you can see it's increased to 66. That means according to the database figures, first file, second file, and third file. Now this append operation is 100% successful. Now we can check it using our last change date also, LMDT. You can see 16. There are, yeah, close to 12 records, 3, 6, 9, and 12. And 11th, okay, 11th is 3 records. The remaining records are from 7th of November. Right now all 66 record. Now it's actually 100% tally with our database figures. That means the conclusion is the append operation is successful. Now there's a problem. Now in this this configuration or the implementation, I always change the sync file name and source parameters and everything. That means we cannot do for multiple files, for multiple. If you want to append multiple files, we can do this. We have to parameterize things, right? In next video I will explain how to parameterize these things, and how to do this append operation for multiple files. Okay, thank you for watching this video. I think this will help you to solve your append operations in data lake using this method. This is one option. There are other options like that. You can use Databricks, and you can use Python or Scala to do these operations, append operation. Now, but in that case you have to use code, but here you don't want you to use much code. That there's a simple coding parts, but not big things. I think it's very easy to handle and maintain this process. Okay, let's meet from next video how to parameterize this thing, and how to implement this append operation for multiple files. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Thank you again.